So, welcome back to another video. I put a poll question thing on my Instagram story asking you guys to suggest some things for me to give my opinion on. So I'm gonna do that, but I also want to try to make healthy vegan brownies. So I'm going to do that and express my opinions at the same time. Pretty much what I'm using: a sweet potato, almond butter, honey, and a bit of syrup, and cacao powder, and I want to see how it turns out. So so the first thing I need to do is just steam the sweet potato in the microwave until it's cooked. I really don't know if this is gonna work, but I just got the sweet potato and I wrapped it in a paper towel, and now I'm gonna put it in the microwave. Okay, so whilst I'm waiting for that to cook, I'm going to give my opinion on a few things. Opinion on equal rights and women's rights. With equal rights, I think it's absolutely ridiculous that in many countries men have certain rights, even too many rights, and then women have pretty much no rights at all. Like in countries like Saudi Arabia, it's ridiculous that the lack of rights that women have, it's pretty much okay for them to stay at home and literally get abused. And just even with the whole abortion and I guess sexual assault sort of things, and a lot of the issues that came up regarding that in America, it's disgusting how people pretty much think that it is totally okay for men to just completely take advantage of a female, and then a girl pretty much has to have her body owned by men. It's disgusting. I think it's really ridiculous that women are expected to sort of just conform to be a certain way for a man's benefit. Like, you know, a woman's the one that's expected to make sure she doesn't say anything that might upset the man, because then he's gonna get in a bad mood and he's gonna go and get aggressive, and like, it's just unfair. And then even other things where women are expected to dress modestly so men can control their temptations. Like, you control your own desires. A woman should be able to wear whatever the hell she wants, as long as it's not like literally half naked. But yeah, I could kind of go on about this forever. Like, there are just so many things where women should have more rights. Area 51. I honestly still don't really know if I think it's a joke or not. Space is infinite. There are literally countless amount of planets. They have found multiple planets very similar to Earth's biological makeup, and I think it's very possible that there are aliens at Area 51, or if not at Area 51, that there's aliens somewhere. But I think people should definitely storm it. Like, it just seems so sketch. I mean, I know they have military ranges like in the middle of nowhere, for obvious reasons, but I don't know, just if I lived in America, I'd probably want to storm it just to fulfill my natural curiosity. Alcohol and drugs. It's an interesting one. Okay, I'm just gonna be like straight out honest with this one. I have no issue with alcohol if you're a legal age. I really don't understand why people my age and younger drink, and why society has become like this. And it makes me really, really sad. Pretty much 80% of 15-plus-year-olds drink, and it's not even just a little bit, it's excessive. This drinking culture started, at least from my experience, just a certain point in a certain time, and then life just changed from that point onwards. I don't know, just going to parties and seeing people kind of behave with no self-respect and just walk around like throw themselves around and do things that they regret with guys, and kind of embarrass themselves and see brawls happen, damaging things, throwing up, all that sort of stuff. It honestly disgusts me that this is what my generation does to pass the time. It is for health reasons. Like, I'm very passionate about health. I didn't put the drinking age on alcohol for no reason. It's because that's when your brain and your body is just more developed. You're not supposed to have alcohol if you're still developing. I mean, yeah, it might be all fun and games now. If you want to keep losing your brain cells, good on you. I'm just not doing that. I don't mean to say this in a way that I think I'm better than anyone else. Like, I know that a lot of people drink. It just makes me really sad, and nowadays it seems the only way that a lot of people pass the time is by hanging out and drinking. Like, whatever happened to just like hanging out, like going out for dinner or kind of going to someone's house without alcohol and just doing other things that didn't involve drinking and getting smashed. It's sad, it's really pathetic. I don't really think I want to go on any further because I'm pretty sure I've offended most of you. And I'm sorry about that if you drink. Like, I don't mean this to have a go at you. I'm just saying about my opinion in general. Like, I know that people have fun or whatever, but I just don't agree with it. But that being said, I also don't think I'm going to drink when I'm older either, even when I am old enough. I guess for a multitude of reasons, including religious purposes. Also because it's just not good for you. Especially like, even if I'm at clubs or parties and things like that, you know, as a young girl who, I guess if I'm dressed up, I'm very vulnerable in situations like that. I don't think it'd be wise for me to drink. Also, I don't need alcohol to loosen up. I can dance like a drunk person without alcohol. So I don't like the taste of it. I don't know why I put something that's so harmful into my body if I don't even like it, because I don't need it to have a good time. Drugs, that's another story. I think drugs are really, really bad. Once you start on drugs, you're kind of just paving the way to a path of bad circumstances, let's just put it that way. And I know a lot of people say like, oh, you know, you don't always get addicted, whatever, but you do. A drug is something which pretty much alters the way your body functions. So you would, and you do get withdrawal symptoms. Like, even if it's not a physical withdrawal symptom or physical addiction, it's definitely a mental one. Like, people will tend to turn to drugs and alcohol as a coping mechanism. And that alone is really, really bad and just can lead to a lot of problems. How many stories do you hear of where alcohol and drug addictions can just go wrong? I don't even think I need to explain myself on that. And even with medication, as in like sickness medication, not really a fan of it, and I definitely try avoid it unless I really have to. A lot of medication is a hoax by the pharmaceutical companies who want people to go buy their medication, and they want us to get sick because they make so much money out of it. I personally just try to stick to a balanced, healthy diet and ensure I'm getting a lot of nutrients to prevent myself from getting sick. And even if I get like the flu, I will try to stick to natural remedies. I have a pretty high pain tolerance, but I guess if I'm really, really bad, then I will have medication. But yeah, that's pretty much my opinion on alcohol and drugs. Let's go see how the sweet potato is. The sweet potato worked, so it's like soft now. This is me peeling a sweet potato. Ow, fuck, that burns. So hot. Okay, so I put the sweet potato in this NutriBullet, peeled it. Now I'm gonna see what I need to do next. There's some other things you wanted my opinion on. Climate change, haha. Definitely real, so if you think it's false, you. Pretty much, climate change scares me. The planet just experienced the hottest July in history. Temperatures in the UK, I think Germany and some other country, reached record highs of 39 degrees. Like, does that not scare you? Because it sure as hell scares the shit out of me. And just the fact that, you know, the ice caps are melting. There are countries that are sinking. My mum's going to Venice very soon for a cruise, and that might be the last time that she'll ever get to go to Venice, because Venice isn't really supposed to exist in like a couple more decades time. It scares me how fast sea levels are rising, and people need to do something about it. Like, can't just keep doing things that are bad for the environment, and I think it's ridiculous. The governments need to enforce more laws, make sure that everyone is just reducing their carbon footprint and reducing the impact they're doing to the environment, because it's not okay. Even in Australia, it's winter and it gets very cold in the morning and at night, but during the day, the max temperatures have been around like 16 to 20 in winter, which is not normal for us here. I remember even last year the temperatures were around like 13, 14. We've had a few cold days, but it's been rare. And yeah, it might feel nice because we don't get as cold, but at the same time, like, it's scary that the temperatures are like this at this time of year. Climate change is the sort of thing where you can't reverse it. Once the sea levels rise and the ice caps just keep melting, what are we gonna do? Freeze it again? Like, it doesn't work like that. We're taking the earth for granted, and because the earth might not even exist in 30 years time, we really need to start thinking about these things and ensuring that people are taking action against it. You've asked for my opinion on veganism. I discussed my opinion on veganism kind of in one of my previous videos, so if you want to know my opinion on that, check it out. One of the other things you guys asked my opinion on was our generation. I low-key think that Generation Z certainly has its advantages, but they're kind of screwed at the same time. People lack the ability to think for themselves, and that's a fact. We're so reliant on technology that whilst technology is great because it provides us with information in the palm of our hands, but at the same time, no one thinks for themselves anymore. So we have so much pressure from social media, and that definitely has created so many problems, especially about insecurity and mental health and all that stuff and social interaction. It's ruined it. So our generation, I think we're kind of doomed. I guess we'll see how it goes. The next thing is bias in the media in today's society. What's the point of the media if every single thing that they report is pretty much just biased and it's not an accurate report of events that happen? Holy shit, I've made such a mess and my mom's gonna kill me. It's filtered. We only get like such a one-sided view of what's going on in the world. Things are presented in a way that government and all these rich families want us to believe because they want to be able to control people. They don't want people to focus on what's going on in other countries. Have you noticed that at one point there was a lot of reports about terror attacks and stuff like that? Now, it's kind of like died down. Doesn't mean it's not going on. There's still stuff going on in the Middle East and bombings in other countries, in Mexico, but the media's just not reporting it. There's so many bad things that go on in the world and they don't want us to know about it, and they distract us with other things like who a certain person is wearing, or Kanye West and Kim Kardashian saying who knows what. Who cares? Who cares? It's just a distraction. Yeah, so you got my view on that. I'm in my room now. The brownies, I don't know, it like wasn't going hard, but I turned the oven off and then I'm gonna let it cool down later, so I'll show you guys what it turned out like. Also, I look like short in this, but I'm bending down because I couldn't be bothered extending my tripod. Someone said how to look after your health. Pretty much just have a balanced diet. Just make sure you're incorporating a lot of whole foods and try to stay away from processed stuff because it's honestly barely contains any actual edible ingredients. That's what I do, but like you just got to make sure you treat yourself as well and have like the foods that you do like. Usually I try to eat pretty clean during the week, and then on the weekends I'll have like desserts and we'll go out, get big meals, that sort of thing. Also, by looking after your health, I recommend experiment with healthy foods. You can make healthy foods taste like a dessert. It's honestly, it's not hard. Like you don't need to completely cut out foods. Just try to find ways to make everything that you eat a bit healthier. If you have toast, like try not to use butter, like use avocado. And make sure you get a range of nutrients. Honestly, like they say, eat the rainbow. It's true. If you're eating very colorful foods, that means you're getting so many different nutrients. Whole foods, of course, it doesn't involve Skittles. You're getting a lot of nutrients and you're preventing yourself from getting sick. And exercise, don't have to overdo it. I do a workout like almost every day, not every day, if on a good week. But I don't actually exercise that much. I don't like go for runs, or I don't cycle or anything like that. Normally do like a half an hour Pilates classes, and I'll have like 2 bar classes a week. But you don't need to like overdo it. Like you don't need to be hitting the gym so hard or anything like that. Just make sure you stay active and you're not sitting down all day every day. Totally okay to have days like that sometimes, but yeah. Okay, so update. Yeah, so pretty much the brownies didn't really work because the sweet potato that I used way too big, and I didn't put like enough balance. So I was supposed to put more of like cacao powder or more dry ingredients or like a bit of flour. So this is what they ended up looking like. Really mushy, and they like didn't form into solid pieces. Like it tastes good, but it's just really mushy. Cut it up into pieces. It's like in the container. Actually, it looks decent. Looks like fudgy, but there's like multiple pieces under that. This one is a broken piece. This is a piece that I'm having and I'm gonna heat up in the microwave. You know, wanted to try something out. Now I know what to do to make it work next time. Just gotta use a smaller sweet potato or put more dry ingredients because the taste is good. It's just brown mush. But yeah, that was me giving my opinion on random things. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Sorry, it was just really random and all over the place. But yeah, see you guys next time.